with our brains and our system. This world is made for the physical. We need evidence. We need something to be tangible. It's all about money, productivity, and results. The emotional side of it, the spiritual side of it, the energetic part where things are being formed based on our values and integrity are ignored. My name is Eden. I have a lot of spiritual reflections. I have some interesting stories to tell. I will share with you a revelation or an experience that I had 3 years ago and how it has changed my approach. So I was praying to God. I pray a lot to God. I spend a lot of time with Him. I love it. I need it. And if you don't believe in God, it's okay. It is still fascinating. I am not a square standard. It's not religion. I pray to God and I got something very specific that surprised me big time. It was as if God said, you have to stop breaking my 7th commandment. And I was like, oh, am I breaking a commandment? And I didn't know what the 7th commandment was. In my brain I had to go look it up. And so I found out that it was stealing. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to be stealing. Am I stealing? What am I stealing? How am I stealing? Have I downloaded something on the internet? No, I don't think so. Am I stealing? What do you mean, God? Now, what I did get from that was that there's 2 ways of doing things. We can be active, which is our right hand, or we can be passive and receptive, which is our left hand. Active, we go do something. We do it with our own strength. Left hand, we receive something that we are more passive and we have to be quiet to do that. While the right hand, the active part is, it's a little bit more noisy. You go out and you do it. And it's not just the left and right hand, it's the whole system is divided. It's the male and female parts inside of us. It's not like men are to do just one thing and women are to do just, we have both, we have 2 brains and 2 hands and 2 eyes, all of it. And we have different portions of the different parts of this. So every individual is different. However, for every person and in every couple and in every setting, there needs to be balance. And the 2 needs to work together. Just imagine what it's like if the right hand thinks that it doesn't need the left hand. It's going to do everything on its own because it's a little bit stronger. Does it ring any bells? Oh, it reminds me of a lot of other situations. However, we need both of them to cooperate. With our brains and our system, this world is created as its current state. It is made for the physical. We need evidence. We need something to be tangible. It's all about money, what is visible and productive, blah, blah, blah. And we understand that. But the emotional side of it, the spiritual side of it, the invisible side of it, the hope, the energetic part where things are being formed based on our values and integrity and our invisible characters are ignored. If you look pretty on the outside, you are appreciated. If you are ugly on the inside, who cares? Do people see it? Well, hopefully. But, beauty on the inside is not appreciated as much as beauty on the outside. So we have this duality, and I'm not about Asian, this and that, and yin yang, but there is a duality on the inside and the outside, the passive and the active, etc. And so what I realized when I was praying to God and I was contemplating on it, bit by bit, I was being led in the right direction, and I understood that I was stealing when I was too proactive. It wasn't like, oh, it's a bad sin. No, it's not about shame. It's about adjusting our ways so that we may be closer to the flow, closer to the core, closer to the source, closer to the essence of what God is and what we are meant to be, right? I'm very creative. I get so many ideas. So I can get, 10 great ideas in one day, and in the end of it, I can get quite confusing because which one am I going to choose? Which one is from God? And so that was kind of what it was going in the direction of. If I was acting on every idea that I got, or like producing, continuing the thought pattern in my mind and in my system, then how would I know what was from God? If I was so active with my right hand, how would I know when I received something, right? Now, I am a meditative, receptive, sensitive person, but when it comes to the creative part, I can go a little bit wild. And I wanted a solution for something, so I was searching, right? And when you are searching and you're a little bit in pain, then you want results now. So it's hard to wait. It's difficult to wait. It's very tempting to just push, and jump on something. You got an idea, there was an open door, there was something, and you just run with it. I don't know if it's categorized as stealing, but it was a way of speaking to me where I could get a new understanding, get my attention. I understood that I was too proactive, and it was actually preventing my ability to see and hear and receive what God wanted to give me. If you like this kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see more of my content. The challenge that I got was that for 3 weeks, I was not going to initiate anything. I was not going to take an idea and start building on it. I was not going to conclude in any way. I was not going to pick up the phone and, connect with somebody and try to. There was practical projects and things that I've lost and things going on where it was very natural for me to go out and fix it or try to fix it or come up with solutions, etc. But I was to be quiet and passive for 3 weeks. And it's like, okay, I can do that. I'm not going to steal. I'm going to wait here until I actually receive something, and it needs to be something that is visible and physical that I didn't make up, so that I know that it wasn't my idea, but it came from God. And I saw it as allowing the ground, if you think of soil, allowing the ground to be bare and not touch it. Leave it alone. Because only by leaving it alone would I know what seed, which is like an idea, which seed would sprout. I had so many ideas, so many things I didn't know where to go, but if I was quiet, the seed that God wanted me to focus on and grow forth would sprout. But if I was active and, bringing in plants from everywhere and picking here and doing that, I wouldn't notice in the middle of all of my mess, I wouldn't notice what sprout was actually coming from God. I'd lost some things, things were crumbling, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do nothing now and something comes up from this dead soil, then I will understand that that is from God. And so I did that. I was quiet for 3 weeks. It was really hard. It was really, really hard for me as a person not to take initiative, not to be proactive, not to build on my ideas and projects and, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. It's really, really hard. It was like not eating chocolate for somebody who is just a little bit addicted to that. I'm not. But with this one, it was really, really hard. I had to rest myself so many times. But I managed, and what happened, it didn't take 3 weeks, but it was hard to wait still. But what happened was that I had some ideas for what I wanted to do. And the person that I was considering calling, he called me, and it was the beginning of something new that was much better than what I've lost. In addition, somebody else that I knew contacted me out of the blue, and I got into something that was truly crazy, amazing. That was just a miracle. But those kind of things came because I was obedient and allowed myself to be quiet and not be proactive when it was a time to wait. Because when seeds have been sown, we have to wait. We cannot mess around and try to do it in our own strength, else we will ignore or miss or even destroy what God is trying to do in our lives. So by that, I was kind of stealing. I wasn't really stealing, but I was stealing the process that God wanted to give me instead I was trying to create it on my own. And I think that is something that a lot of us can relate to. And it's not the solution for everyone. It's not, this is the only aspects of truth, but it is an interesting nuance. And if you like spiritual reflections and, insights and dreams and things like that, then I'm going to put a video on the left side here now so that you can go and watch, because I recently made a video about a dream that I had, and it's quite interesting. So take care, be blessed, and I hope to see you soon again.